Hello, welcome to week 6 Q&A. We're getting to the end of the challenge now, and I'm really super proud of you all because I've been hearing some wonderful feedback coming in of you improving on your health goals and really starting to achieve some things that you didn't think that you could before the challenge started. So well done. And if that's not you, if you are struggling, don't forget you can go right back to week 1 and go through the challenge at your own pace. You've got lifetime access to this information. And also don't forget to revisit your Getting to Know You booklet, because that's sort of taking you through why you're here in the first place and what you're really wanting to achieve. And it's important to understand what you're wanting to achieve to get there. Now, a couple of questions this week. So the first one is actually to do with helping your hubby or boyfriend or partner to eat healthy as well, because it's often a bit of a challenge, and I can vouch for that too. It's always the guys generally are a little bit trickier to get on board, but it's not about pushing them to do something and making them eat healthier. They need to want to do it. So the best thing that you can do is lead by example. Work on yourself, really love yourself and love what you're doing and the changes that you're making and the positive impact that's having on your health, and they're only going to pick up on that eventually, and they're going to want to make some changes themselves, and just even chatting to them about why being healthy means something to them. Maybe it means that they can play football better, or they can get some more work done through the day, or relate it back to something that they love and something that they actually want to do well at. And you need to be nice and healthy to be doing, like, functioning well throughout the day. So that's something you can kind of relate it to. But have lots of healthy things on hand. So in the fridge, you want to have lots of fresh fruits, some dips made up, so things like hummus and the beetroot dip and the guacamole. Have some chopped up carrot sticks and celery sticks and some of those seed crackers on hand. Have healthy things on hand, because when they're hungry, they will want something then and there. They're quite impatient sometimes. And so, having those healthy options, and then they'll try it. And, if they don't like it, that's okay. You can try something else, but don't be there trying to force it down their throat. Just have it there, and, that's their decision if they try it or not. So smoothies are a good option too. So they might want a little bit extra of the banana in there initially, just to help it be a bit more creamy and tasty. And then you can slowly sort of wean a few more, or add a few extra veggies in there too. Some cooking. When you're cooking, make up a big batch of that bone broth and sneak it into meals wherever you can. So no one even has to know, any of your kids or your partners. You're actually adding lots of good minerals and amino acids into the meals. So even if it's, say, a curry or a bolognese sauce, you need some liquid at some stage. So just always having some big batch of that bone broth made up, freeze it in little portions, and just get some out of the fridge each week or each couple of days, and then you've always got a bit of broth there that you can use as stock in your cooking. And so that's another good way of adding in good nutrients in for your loved ones. Having protein, obviously, like we've talked about before. Guys particularly will have increased metabolism or feel hungry, so they do need that protein, but having the good fats on the protein as well is really important. So that's where the slow cooking is a really good meal for them and for everyone, because you've got the gelatinous type cuts, the meats on the bone, the fats there with that will help keep them fuller for longer, so they'll be more satisfied. Boiled eggs is another good one to chuck in to up a big batch at the start of the week and have them on hand in the fridge. So if anyone's hungry out of the family, then they can just go and have half a boiled egg, and it's quite filling. Got your protein there, so it'll keep your blood sugar nice and balanced through the day. That was what I had there. Oh, the snack section. Don't forget to go to the snack section, the sweet treats section. So if any of your loved ones are craving sweets or wanting a snack, then have some things made in the freezer ready to have, like the chocolate delights or the bliss balls. Those types of things are quite simple to make, and you can make a big batch and put them in the freezer for when you need to grab them out. So having them on hand, and that's a good idea too if you have guests, unexpected guests, to have something in the freezer ready to bring out too, and having some nuts on hand is another good one to put on the middle of the table when you've got guests arriving. All right, the other question was to do with making meals a little bit more exciting because you were struggling with, like, you used to using a lot of mayonnaises and sauces and sugary rich, condiments. Now, this is a really big one, especially for guys as well. They tend to load up on a lot of those condiments and find it a bit boring when they go clean eating. So a couple of my favourites are making up a big pesto batch, and basil is just about to go out of season, or pretty much is at the end. So if you have any growing, or you can see some in the shops, get a big batch and do a lot of, make up a lot of the pesto. Put it in little ice cube containers, and then you've got pesto for another couple of months, so that you can then get it out as you need it. So that's a really good one to spice up meals. Making a big batch also, now that tomatoes are in season and just getting out of season, make up a big batch of tomato sauce. So the recipe's in the condiment section as well. I really enjoy the cashew cheese recipe, so that's a good one. You can put on veggies or meats as another condiment. It's quite salty too, so if you like into the saltiness, then the brewer's yeast in the cashew cheese is a good one. Tamari, so plain soy sauce that has the wheat-free soy sauce. That's a good one to chuck through stir fries, or even if I make up little patties made from even chicken mince and some grated carrot and zucchini. I'll put a little bit of tomato paste in there and some tamari for a bit of flavour as well. And tamari, once again, is very salty. Gravies, if you're doing any roasts, don't forget to keep that beautiful fat that's left behind. Put it into a saucepan, and then add a little bit of coconut flour or tapioca or arrowroot flour, and just mix it in over the heat. You might need a little bit of water, and that creates a beautiful gravy. Lots of the good fats there left over from the roast, and then you pour that over top, and you've got a really nice flavoursome dish. And the other one is coconut aminos. So I've got some here to show you. So Nui Life, this brand, do something called, this one's called teriyaki, Cocomino teriyaki. I think they've changed the name. Used to just be called coconut aminos, and it's fermented coconut sugar or syrup with some ginger, and this one's got cayenne pepper and garlic and a bit of salt and I think I said ginger, all in there as well. So it's a really nice flavoursome one to pop over meals, and if you're doing a quick stir fry or something as well. So that's one to keep in the fridge, to have on hand, and phase out things like the Worcestershire sauce and the mayonnaise. Actually, you can make your mayonnaise as well. That's in the condiment section. Anything bought that's in that got a lot of the trans fats and the preservatives, we want to phase those sauces and condiments out, and we want to bring in the healthy versions of those. So have a look back over the condiment section. So they were the couple of questions that I had this week. I'm assuming that you're all going really well, because I'm not getting a lot of questions. So don't forget to post them either in the Facebook page or reply to your weekly email. Got a couple of weeks to go. We've got a bit of a bonus week as well. So all the best for week 7, and keep posting in that Facebook group.